Discover,
heal,
create.
We've all experienced these things individually as young women at the University of Rochester. However, together as a family, we have worked together to make this a home. We will each tell you a story on how we became involved in mariachi music. Just to give you a little background, a mariachi consists of violins, trumpets, a guitarrón, bass, a vihuela, and a guitar. Other instruments include a flute, accordion, a harp, and a guitarra de golpe, a guitar-shaped instrument with 5 strings. There are many different genres on the umbrella that are entails mariachi music. There are huapangos, sones, rancheras, waltzes, and a lot more. When it comes to songs, style and arrangements vary, creating endless possibilities.
I started playing the violin when I joined my 4th grade school orchestra. I was loving it, and I heard that there was a mariachi rehearsing nearby, and it was a kid mariachi. I immediately forced my parents to take me, and we got there, and it was great. I joined the group, I was loving learning the music, but I realized I was a lot younger than all the other students, and that pushed me on my competitive side, and I really pushed myself to be better than the older kids. From then on, I've joined various groups growing up. I love live performances. Right now, I'm part of an all-female mariachi group in Arizona called Mariachi Pasión. The 3 of us play in it, and we couldn't be happier with that group. They're an amazing group of women.
So when Zamantha got home that day telling us that she wanted to join this mariachi group, I wasn't really excited. But my parents ended up taking both of us to rehearsal, and that's where I kind of decided to play the guitar. I hated it. Not the guitar, but mariachi in general. I was only 9 years old, and the other musicians were really old and intimidating, so I didn't really make friends with them. Around the time that I was 13 is when I finally started to fall in love with the music. But by this time, I switched over to playing a vihuela. It's a small guitar-like instrument with a bump in the back and 5 strings. Now, the only reason that I switched to playing the vihuela was because my loving sister, Zamantha, decided one day to be extra careless and break my guitar. At that point, I don't even think I was sad. I was probably glad I didn't have to go to rehearsal for a while. Yet eventually, mariachi grew to be a part of who we all are, and it has really shaped our identity. I love live performances, and to me, it's really special. I love it when mariachi music can make people smile, cry, or simply just applaud with enthusiasm. That, to me, is happiness. And you know, a song can transport us through time and space, and you're at your wedding again, and all those memories come flooding back to you with just a simple song.
I am 5 years younger than my sisters, so I didn't start playing mariachi until I was around 10 years old. When I was asked what instrument I wanted to play, I immediately knew I wanted to play the trumpet. Being a skinny kid, my parents thought I was going to pass out since I was such a small kid, and playing the trumpet's a pretty large instrument. After pleading my case to my parents, they actually gave me a cornet, and I was very excited and joined a 5th grade school band. I soon fell in love with both mariachi and band music. However, mariachi offered something very special, free expression. I didn't have to follow the guidelines from a conductor. Instead, I can go far beyond what's written on paper and add my own style and taste. Performance brings me an exhilarating feeling, a combination of both joy and excitement.
As you can see, the 3 of us had different experiences when joining mariachi, but in the end, we have come to love and cherish it. It's more than just an extracurricular activity that we do. It's a part of our lives, and it has shaped our personalities and actions before coming to the University of Rochester. It has been a journey from the childhood to the present, and we've created lasting memories. Like Zamantha said, mariachi has given us confidence, the type of confidence that allowed us to be risk takers. Now, Mesa, Arizona is about 2,000 miles away from here, and a very sharp contrast to Rochester. Here, we wear shorts and sit on the quad when it's 60 degrees. Over there, 60 degrees means it's time to break out your winter coat. Culturally, it was shocking, and we needed to adjust. But we just needed to find some sort of link between all of those miles.
As a freshman here, I was absolutely loving my time at the U of R. It was the best time of my life, but I knew I had to find some way to make it a home, and that's where I got the idea to start Mariachi Meliora. I had seen a collegiate group performing once at a festival, and ever since then, I knew one day I would be in a college mariachi. Little did I know, I would end up starting one. The idea was finalized when I was applying to be a Meridian, which is the campus tour guide, and one of the questions was, what would you change about the university? I immediately thought, all I want is a mariachi, and that's exactly what I set out to do. I remember telling Dean Burgett my idea, and he thought I was nuts. He probably didn't think I would go through with it, and I thought to myself, yeah, starting a mariachi in upstate New York, where not too many people speak Spanish, and the best Mexican food is at Chipotle, could be a little crazy. But it turned out to be great. The university turned out to be the perfect place to start it. By second semester freshman year, I had forcefully convinced some of my friends to join the group, and we had 3 violins, 2 guitars, 2 trumpets. We didn't even have a bass, and we made it work somehow. Our first performance was April 27th, 2010 for the Newman Center's Spaghetti Night Dinner. At that time, we didn't have a singer, but fortunately for us, one of the Midnight Ramblers could sing in Spanish and started rehearsing with us. By performance time, we shakily played 3 songs, and I was so proud of the group. I really felt like we had something going. The name of the group came up when we had a meeting with the other co-founders that included Connor McNamara and Stephanie Jordan. We wanted a name that would represent the university well, and Mariachi Meliora had a nice ring to it. We kept it. It's the perfect name.
As you may or may not know, a typical mariachi outfit, traje in Spanish, consists of boots, pants, or skirt with botonadura along the sides. Botonadura is the silver or gold-plated accents you see on a mariachi suit. You also then have a button-up shirt, a vest, and a jacket, with more botonadura along the front and the sleeves. There are also different things you can add onto it. So you have sashes, you have neck bows, sombreros. This is more on the expensive side, so we obviously opted for a different outfit, China Poblana style, which is worn more in more of the special occasions. This actually has one of these shirts that's with embroidery in different colors. You then have a skirt called a castor that's decorated with sequins, embroidery, or paint that form floral shapes. There are many different looks you can have in the mariachi outfits, but for the men, we went a little bit more traditional since they obviously didn't want to wear the skirts. They wore black button-up shirts and black pants, and they wore neck bows. This is very similar to their traditional wear, except without the silver and gold embellishments.
We each brought our own mariachi knowledge to the group. When I started it, I remember I would teach the trumpets, the violin, and the voice, but I definitely couldn't teach the harmony section. So I would have Valeria, who was still in high school, Skype in and teach them. We made it work. And when Valeria finally got to the university, we were moving along and she was starting to teach them and it was going really well, but we still didn't have a bass. We were using a cello or a steinette bass and it just wasn't the same sound. Luckily for us, the student government gave us supplemental funding to buy a guitarrón from Mexico, from one of the finest makers. We were over the moon when we got that money. I still remember that rainy afternoon, you know, one of those rainy Rochester afternoons. It was pouring, and we went to pick up the guitarrón, the instrument that is the heartbeat of the mariachi sound. From that moment on, I knew Mariachi Meliora was here to stay. When Violeta got to university, it was like the cherry on top. You see, the style of trumpet that mariachi music has is very difficult, different, and hard to teach. Violeta was able to harness the great talent that our trumpet players already had and take the group to a whole new level.
Though the idea of creating a mariachi was crazy, we made it happen and could not be any happier. This school has allowed us to be who we are by opening its arms and heart to us, and the students were the part of the creation and success of such a unique musical group. It wasn't our experience that made the group, it was a Rochester community.
Rochester has given us new identities deeply rooted in our old ways. Both here and in Arizona, everyone always refers to us as the Lopez sisters. And now we have new nicknames. In Arizona, everyone calls us Las Chicas de Rochester, or the Rochester Girls. Or in our dad's case, he likes to call us his little Melioras. So, though they are just nicknames, they truly reflect what we have created here today. A cultural experience the Rochester community can take with them wherever they go. That is the power of music.
The idea of creating the mariachi was to make a home for us, and we couldn't have done it without all the help and support of the community and of the university. We never thought the group would be so well received, and it gives us such great joy to share our culture with you, with our community. We couldn't repay you in any other way. So University of Rochester, thank you. Thank you for helping us create a second home.
A very close second.
Thank you.